Hello, I'm gonna read the Harvard Classics by a lot of people. Um to a poem here. There's a bunch of them in here. This is really Alfred, Lord Tennyson, 1809 to 1892. The Lady of Shalott. On either side the river lie long fields of barley and of rye, that clove the wold and meet the sky, and through the field the roads run by to many towered Camelot. And up and down the people go, gazing where the lilies below. Round an island there below, the island of Shalott. Willows whiten, aspens quiver, little breezes dusk and shiver through the wave that runs forever by the island in the river, flowing down to Camelot. 4 grey walls and 4 grey towers overlook a space of flowers, and the silent isle embowers the Lady of Shalott. By the margin, willow veiled, slide the heavy barges trailed, by slow horses and unhailed, the shallop, flicketh, filleth, sinketh, silken sailed. That's a hard word. Skimming down to Camelot. But who hath seen her wave her hand, or at the casement seen her stand? Or is she known in all the land, the Lady of Shalott? Only reapers, reaping early, in among the bearded barley, hear a song that echoes cheerly, from the rivers winding clearly, down to towered Camelot. And by the moon the reaper weary, piling sheaves in uplands airy, listening, whispers, "'Tis the fairy Lady of Shalott." There she weaves by night and day a magic web with colors gay. She has heard a whisper say, "A curse is on her if she stay to look down to Camelot." She knows not what the curse may be, and so she weaveth steadily, and little other care hath she, the Lady of Shalott. And moving through a mirror clear, that hangs before her all the year, shadows of the world appear. There she sees the highway near, winding down to Camelot. There the river eddy whirls, and there the surly village churls, and the red cloaks of market girls pass onward from Shalott. Sometimes a troop of damsels glad, in a boat on an ambling pad, sometimes a curly shepherd lad, or long-haired page in crimson clad, goes by to Teward. That's a weird word. It's either Tower or Camelot. No, it's Tower to Camelot. And sometimes through the mirror blue, the knights come riding two and two. She hath no loyal knight and true, the Lady of Shalott. But in her web she still delights to weave the mirror's magic sights. For often through the silent nights a funeral with plumes and lights and music went to Camelot. Or when the moon was overhead, came 2 young lovers lately wed. "I am half sick of the shadows," said the Lady Shalott. A bowshot from her bower eaves, he rode between the barley sheaves. The sun came dazzling through the leaves, and flamed upon the brazen greaves of bold Sir Lancelot, A Red Cross knight for ever kneeled to a lady in his shield that sparkled on the yellow field beside remote Shalott. The gemmy brittle glittered free, like to some branch of stars we see hang in the golden galaxy. The bridal bells rang merrily as he rode down to Camelot. And from his blazoned baldric slung a mighty silver bugle hung, and as he rode his armor rung beside remote Shalott. All in the blue unclouded weather, thick jeweled shone the saddle leather, the helmet and the helmet feather burned like one burning flame together, as he rode down to Camelot. As often through the purple night, below the starry clusters bright, some bearded meteor trailing light moves over still Shalott. His broad, clear brow in sunlight glowed, on burnished hooves his warhorse trode. From underneath his helmet flowed his coal black curls as on he rode down to Camelot. From the bank and from the river he flashed into the crystal mirror. Tiralira by the river sang Sir Lancelot. She left the web, she left the loom, she made 3 paces through the room. She saw the water lily bloom, she saw the helmet and the plume. She looked down to Camelot. Out flew the web and floated wide. The mirror cracked from side to side. "The curse is upon me!" cried the Lady Shalott. In the stormy east wind straining, the pale yellow woods were waning, the broad stream in his banks complaining, heavily the low sky raining, overtowered Camelot. Down she came and found a boat, beneath a willow left afloat, and round about the prow she wrote, the Lady of Shalott. And down the river's dim expanse, like some bold seer in a trance, seeing all his own mischance, with a glass countenance did she look to Camelot. And at the closing of the day, she loosed the chain and down she lay. The broad stream bore her far away, the Lady of Shalott. Lying robed in snowy white, that loosely flew to left and right, the leaves upon her falling light, through the noises of the night, she floated down to Camelot. And as the boat head wound along the willowy hills and fields among, they heard her singing her last song, the Lady of Shalott. Heard a carol, mournful holy, chanted loudly, chanted lowly, till her blood was frozen slowly, and her eyes were darkened wholly, turned to towered Camelot. For she reached upon the tide, the first house by the waterside, singing her song she died. In her song she died, the Lady of Shalott. Under tower and balcony, by garden wall and gallery, a gleaming shape she floated by, dead pale between the houses high, silent into Camelot. Out upon the wharfs they came, knight and burgher, lord and dame, and round the prow they read her name, the Lady of Shalott. Who is this, and what is here? And in the lighted palace near died the sound of royal cheer, and they crossed themselves for fear, all the knights at Camelot. But Lancelot mused a little space. He said, "She has a lovely face. God in his mercy lend her grace, the Lady of Shalott." Sweet and low, sweet and low, sweet and low, wind of the western sea, low, low, breathe and blow, wind of the western sea. Over the rolling waters go, come from the dying moon and blow 'em again to me. while my pretty one sleeps. Sleep and rest, sleep and rest. Father will come to thee soon. Rest, rest on mother's breast. Father will come to thee soon. Father will come to his babe in the nest. Silver sails all out to the west, of the west. Upon the silver moon. Sleep, my little one, sleep, my pretty one, sleep. Tears, idle tears. Tears, idle tears. I know not what they mean. Tears from the depths of divine despair rise in the heart and gather to the eyes. In looking on the happy autumn fields, and thinking of the days that are no more, fresh as the first beam glittering on a sail, that brings our friends up from the underworld, sad as the last which reddens over one, that sinks with all we love below the verge. So sad, so fresh, the days that are no more. Ah, so sad and strange, as in dark summer dawns, the earliest pipe of half-awakened birds, to dying ears, when upon dying eyes the casement slowly grows a glimmering square. So sad, so strange, the days that are no more. Dear as remembered kisses after death, and sweet as those by hopeless fancy feigned, on lips that are for others, deep as love, deep as first love, and wild with all regret. O death in life, the days that are no more. Blow, bugle, blow. The splendor falls on castle walls, and snowy summits old in story. The long light shakes across the lake, and the wild cataract leaps in glory. Blow, bugle, blow. See it, the wild echoes flying. Blow, bugle, answer. Echoes dying, dying, dying. Oh, hark! Oh, hear! How thin and clear! And thinner, clearer, farther going. Oh, sweet and far, from cliff and scar, the horns of Elfland, fleeting blowing. Blow, let us hear the purple glens replying. Blow, bugle, answer, echoes dying, dying. O love, they die in yon rich sky. They faint on hill, or field, or river. Our echoes from soul to soul, and grow forever and forever. Blow, bugle, blow, set the wild echoes flying, and answer, echoes, answer, dying, dying, dying. Home they brought her warrior dead. Home they brought her warrior dead. She nor swooned, no uttered cry. All her maidens, watching, said, She must weep, or she will die. Then they praised him, soft and low, called him worthy to be loved, truest friend and noblest foe. Yet she never spoke, nor moved. Stole a maiden from her place, lightly to the warrior stepped, took the face cloth from the face, yet she neither moved nor wept. Rose a nurse of 90 years, set his child upon her knee. Like summer tempest came her tears. Sweet my child, I live for thee. Whew. Now sleeps the crimson petal. Now sleeps the crimson petal. Now the white, nor waves the cypress in the palace walk, nor winks the gold fin in the porphyry font. The firefly awakens. Waken thou with me. Now droops the milk-white peacock like a ghost, and like a ghost she glimmers onto me. Now lies the earth, all Danae to the stars, and all thy heart lies upon me. Now slides the silent meteor on, and leaves a shining furrow as thy thoughts in me. Now folds the lily all her sweetness up, and slips into the bosom of the lake. So fold thyself, my dearest, thou, and slip into my bosom, and be lost in me. O swallow, swallow, O swallow, swallow, flying, flying south, fly to her, and fall upon her gilded eaves, and tell her, what I tell to thee. O tell her, swallow, that knowest each, that brightest and fierce and fickle is the south, and dark and true and tender is the north. O swallow, swallow, if I could follow and light upon her latest, I would pipe and trill, and cheep and twitter 20,000,000 loves. O were I thou, that she might take me in, and lay me on her bosom, and her heart would rock the snowy cradle till I died. Why lingereth she why lingereth she to clothe her heart with love, delaying as the tender ashes delay, to clothe herself when all the woods are green? O tell her, swallow, that thy brood is flown. Say to her, I do but wanton in the south, but in the north long since my nest is made. O tell her, brief is life, but love is long, and brief the sun of summer is in the north, and brief the moon of beauty in the south. O swallow, O swallow, flying from the golden woods, fly to her and pipe and woo her and make her mine, and tell her that I follow thee. Break, 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 break on thy cold grey stones, O sea, and I would that my tongue could utter the thoughts that arise in me. O well for the fisherman's boy that he shouts with his sister at play. O well for the sailor lad that he sings in his boat on the bay, and the stately ships go on to their haven under the hill. But oh, for the touch of a vanished hand, and the sound of a voice that is still. Break, break, break at the foot of thy crags, O sea. But the tender grace of a day that is dead will never come back to me. In the valley of Carteris. That's a little weird. All along the valley stream the flashes white, deepening thy voice with the deepening of the night. All along the valley, where thy waters flow, I walked with one I loved 32 years ago. All along the valley while I walk today, the 32 years were a mist that rolls away. For all along the valley, down thy rocky bed, thy living voice to me was as the voice of the dead. And all along the valley, by rock and cave and tree, the voice of the dead was a living voice to me. Vivian's song. In love, if love be ours, faith and unfaith can never be equal powers. Unfaith in aught is want of faith in all. It is the little rift within the lute that by and by will make the music mute, and ever widening, slowly silence all. The little rift within the lover's lute, or little pitted speck in garnered fruit, that rotting inward slowly moulders all. It is not worth the keeping, let it go. But shall it? Answer, darling, answer. Do and trust me not at all, or all in one. All in all.